Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Refactorizing. As always, I'm joined by Will,
Hello.
who's having some twitching issues.
Yeah.
So, we are in a factory from Ultima Avalon, I believe, Ultima Avalon, and they asked specifically for a couple things for us to look at. We will go over those two things specifically and then touch on just a few other things briefly. So the first thing they asked about or mentioned was the smelting. They said previously in previous factories they had like blocked themselves in and didn't leave room for expanding the smelter. So they built it so they could expand it infinitely this way. However, they said they're having problems like when production kicks on, only one side of a belt's used, and then the other half that's not used, all those smelters aren't working. And yeah, so there's a few things we're gonna go over here with the smelting. I'll let you take over with this, Will, for the smelting if you'd like.
Yeah. The first thing you said you could expand left infinitely. That's fine, but you only need to go 36 smelters wide before you compress a blue belt. So that doesn't really help. What you need to do is build more rows of smelters. And unfortunately, without putting out the side like this, there's no room to stack. What I would like to do is stack another one on top. Ideally, I'd have four, as we are meant to have four according to this main bus, because otherwise this is what I call a fake 4-lane main bus, which is 4 belts supplied by one, which is not possible. One could not supply 4. So you need 4 lots of this, but you can't output from the side like this for the next 3, which would need to stack on top. So the way I would do it is, instead of having them stacked like that, I would turn them around and have them stacked like that, and then they all output out the one end, ore and coal in the top, or plate spits out the bottom, and all connects to this. What I can do just to help that problem that he was having about one side is this. Crap. Did I vote? I lost it.
Uh-oh.
There we go. And then just turn these like that. That will fix his problem that he was having.
Yeah, so
this doesn't have fire anymore.
the main issue why only one side, like why when one side wasn't being used, that side of the furnace wasn't working, is because he was side loading instead of sticking it through a splitter like we've done, so that when one side wasn't being used, when it was backed up, since it was side loading, it could only go onto that side. So if it wasn't moving, then the entire section of smelters on that side wouldn't work. And if I remember, I will try to link a picture in the description for the vertical smelters. Like we just discussed, it's like what we use in the 015 playthrough and pretty much all of our playthroughs.
Yeah, I've been using it for about 2 years now. So I've already covered this 4-lane. I'm not gonna rip it down to 1, which is what I'd like to do, but that'll take too much time. I do have a twitchy issue with this though. You can put as many splitters on it as you want. It won't rebalance it. I need to go get some red belt. I'll be right back.
Okay. Now, in general, the splitting off is not too bad, at least down here. I mean, this is fairly normal. I know it's not the most optimal, but I've definitely seen a lot worse.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, ultimately, it's one belt coming in, feeding all this. I mean, this looks like it's really powerful, but if I was to just snatch it up, you should see quite clearly. There you go. That's what it truly is.
Yeah. That's the truth. True amount of resources here.
Hence why I call it fake. That is a quarter of a red belt each. And I'm not even going to start to calculate how much iron is technically buffer stored on this fake belt.
Yeah, in fact, one thing I could do really quick, Mojo actually suggested it while we go over other things. If you want to cut off, like, I know it will shut off his production, but if you want to cut off like from here, Mojo gave the suggestion to just box this up, and then we will actually see how much buffer storage is here. So while we work on other stuff.
I don't have anything faster.
I don't have stack inserters, but fast will work. Yeah. So once that builds up, we'll see how much buffer storage is actually on this belt. So that takes care of that bit. Yeah. Now, you wanted to mention something about this with the circuits and such.
Yeah, this is a lot of pressure on this circuit belt. I mean, to begin with, it's only one belt of circuits. It's not two. So I might just quickly just get rid of that because that's easy. There. That right. So ignore the right-hand one. That's fake. So I would. This is the last connection for circuits here. So all this is just extra pressure on that split off.
Right.
Just simply split off again here, and plug that into there. This one does need it, fine. But
yeah, this guy needs it too, so we can just tie into there and switch things up.
Yeah, just tie that to there. Get rid of that. There we go. Now what that does is it just splits the pressure on the split off.
Yeah, it kind of evens it out.
Yeah. If in the event that this used a full red belt of green circuits, that's fine because this one here would get another one to split off of. Assuming that you have enough supply, you'd probably need to double the circuit production if that was the case. Another thing I noticed, we've covered this before. We've got local circuits for the inserters that go to Green Science. I understand why he's done it, but you've got the main bus of circuits right here. Might as well put it to work. That's what this job is.
Yeah, and it actually makes this build even easier because you don't even need these top two assemblers, and you can just feed it right in.
Yeah.
So
grab us some split off of circuits.
It looks like altogether we had about 1,100 iron plate buffered on this thing of belts, which is not great. You don't belt buffering is even worse than chest buffering.
Yeah, because the base can't even get that back if it's a dead end belt, which
yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure that was. So all this is not needed. This is all not needed. Yeah, that is needed. Oopsie. Nearly whoopsied. That goes to there anyway. Turn that like that, and there we go. Extra space for a roboport or whatever.
Yep. So that takes care of that. I guess we might as well move on to the next thing he specifically requested, because this one will take a little bit of time to do. So he asked about trains. He said he set up this loop system just to get oil because he was desperate, and he was wondering about like a good way to do trains because this is his first time actually doing trains. So first things first is this. This is I can't say I've ever seen something quite like this.
I have, but I'm twitching. Can I fix it?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. So we've got an hello oil train. Perfect timing.
Stop it.
See, trains like me.
Yeah. Lucky you.
So this is a 140 train. Not what I would use for oil. I'd go with a 111 for oil, which means that everything above this station won't be needed.
Yep. And oh great, I just filled my inventory with oil.
Stay away from fire.
Yeah, you're the dangerous one with that. So another thing just to mention is you don't need near this many unbarrelers. This is, I think what he was trying to do is he was like trying to do 1 or 2 unbarrelers per cargo wagon, but you know, the pipe can only have so much. It can only push so much through. You only have so much storage, and tons of storage here. We've already covered that many times about the tanks, but even if you did, for whatever reason, have like a 4-cargo wagon oil train, it would be better to just combine, like belt it out or whatever, and combine it into one line and just use one unbarreler. It'll get its job done fine.
Yeah, save you a lot of hassle in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that. I'm gonna have trouble with these boxes of oil in my way.
Can't you move them?
I could, but that was the problem. If only I had a trash can.
Sorry, he's on vacation.
Oh, I never authorized that.
I didn't know he needed authorization.
Yeah, you got to book it 4 weeks in advance.
Huh. Email must have gotten lost in your spam folder. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to actually turn this into a 111, so this can all go. Player's inventory is full. Great.
Yep. Loop be gone, which will also help the actual oil build. Do you have a train in your pocket?
I do. In fact, I came prepared.
Yay. Check that out.
Don't have any fuel. I have 2 wood.
Do you want to mention... Oh, saw that. Do you want to mention filtering the wagon so you can show?
Yeah, so for oil, what you want to do is you want to filter your wagon, otherwise it's going to get full of like empty barrels or full barrels, one way or the other. It's going to get messed up. So you go in, middle mouse click, if mine works, which it does today. And if you filter it just half and half, that usually seems to work well. You can shift right click to copy and shift left click to paste. So just filter half for empties and half for full. That way it's guaranteed that, you know, at least half of it is going to be for one thing or the other, and it can't just get jammed up with one type.
Yeah.
And then you can see what Will did, or these may have already been here.
I've done that.
Okay, so the filters is it's filtering the pull out fulls, because when you insert the empties, you don't want to be pulling them right back out. And then you don't necessarily need a filter to put the empties in, but
no, that was already
it doesn't hurt.
Mm-hmm. Done. Ready.
Awesome.
Yeah, so none of this is needed. What I've also done is not connected to the storage tanks, but they are connected to the refinery. So I've just gone directly into the refinery stack.
Yeah.
So what I would look to do is probably pump this out.
Yeah, stick a pump in here.
Yeah, exactly where this power pole is. Connect to a pipe and empty that out. Because if we could go over the maths quickly, I guess, but a tank holds 2,500 oil and is a 3x3. A steel chest with barrels is 48 stacks. Each is 10 barrels. Each barrel is 25 crude oil. So, doing some quick maths there, that's a lot more than 2,500. And to have in the same space, you can have 3 lots of steel boxes.
Yeah, so the storage capacity density is like way higher than storage tanks.
Yeah, this one little box here will hold more oil than those 4 storage tanks.
Yep. So we can take this to the outpost really quick, because we'll need to change the train there. But when you said this will help with the refining, I just want to restate that this makes your whole system simpler. You don't need this loop to and then have to place things around the loop. Just come straight in, leave straight out, and it just makes it so much more simple. So we're gonna head off
for a red circuit build.
Oh yeah, and some copper coal lanes.
Ooh, just saw the power plant for the first time there.
Yeah, yeah. So again, we can just get rid of every single barreler except that first one.
Mm-hmm. I shall remove the loop, which makes
Alright.
this outpost a lot smaller. Easier to defend, there's a lot of biters nearby.
Yep. And probably before we do in the video, we should maybe give a little mock-up of just the type of train system we would suggest using, because he did ask about just general train system to set up.
Okay, I have zero track on me other than the loop I just picked up.
Here.
Thank you. Do you want to just rename that station whatever it was meant to be called? Because I just swapped it to the other end. What we'll also need to do is, for someone to comment about it, is refueling for this end.
Yep.
Don't need that many inserts. One is just fine.
Yep.
There we go.
Perfect.
Right, so I'll use this as an example actually. So if this was your outpost, hi train, your timing today has been perfect. I love this train.
Yeah. He hasn't even tried to hit me yet.
Yet. It's still time. Right, so you need to make sure you know where the last tile of the locomotive is. So I'm going to leave one just to be absolutely sure that there is. Then you turn off and S-bend over so you have a gap of 2 tiles is standard gauge. That's 2 rail tiles.
Right.
4 gain tiles of space, and then you run another line parallel to it.
Yeah, and you do this all the way back. Your entire system would be 2 tracks, one for one direction, one for the other direction.
Mm-hmm. You can drive on the left or right. It's your personal preference. I am a big fan of driving on the left for many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then when you come back into the station, like the opposite station, you just do like Will did, but opposite. You just bring it back in, but make sure it's, before the last tile of the locomotive, so you're not having a locomotive stick out.
Yeah. Do you want to do the power poles as you're just running idle? And then on to signaling.
Okay, so power poles. We like to run power poles down the middle, and if you want to get really fancy, you can run logistical wire through it, so that you have, that's scary, the ability, if you so choose, to have logistic circuit conditions go out to your outpost or whatever. So just running power poles down the middle, it fits nicely, and it ensures that you have power pretty much to all your outposts just inherently by having a track there. So I'll just run it out to there.
Alright, I'm gonna end the 2-lane track at this red circuit factory.
Okay.
Because I don't want to move the red circuit factory. I'll start running power poles the other way. That'll be there. I should bump into an exterminator soon enough. Hello.
Hello. Oh, there we go. All right.
And then signals down the main line. What we tend to do, or a good rule of thumb, is to place 2 normal signals either side. This is on the inside is drive on the left. If you want drive on the right, you need to put them on the outside like that. I prefer left, as I said. One of the main reasons, other than the fact that's where we drive in UK, but on the left, the signals go on the inside, and it just makes it look neat and tidy. Because otherwise, here, for example, if you needed to place one on the outside, there's a mining drill here. Problem.
Yeah, exactly.
The left, very rarely will anything be in the way because there's nothing inside the railway line.
Mm-hmm.
When you come to the... Hello, train. You okay?
Yep, I'm a little startled. I'm okay.
Okay, alright. When you come to the end, when you compress, the simplest way of doing it is just to do two normal signals like that. If you're doing anything more clever than one simple station, you may need chain signals or more signals that. But if it's literally just point to point like we have now, that will be absolutely fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Bad practice.
Yes.
So yeah, that's
pretty much it. Yeah.
That's pretty much it. So, for the rest of your train system, you asked, about expanding it out and stuff. It's personal preference. Some people prefer loops. I'm not going to even get into an argument about that. There's already been plenty of arguments in the comments of other videos regarding loops versus two-headed trains. But what we would suggest based on our preference and experience is just something like this. It's simple, pretty easy, and yeah, so you can just expand this, and if you need to branch off, right, obviously to go a different direction, you just do a very oh geez.
You okay?
Whew, yeah, that was close. You would just do a simple T-junction, if I can fit it in here. You would just split off, make sure you get your direction so a train can go onto either line either way. This is obviously not correct spacing, but just as a very simple example, split this off, and then it would just connect, so on and so forth. Again, wrong spacing, but just to show you, if you need to go another direction, you just do a split off. And then for signaling and stuff, Will and another very highly experienced member, Xterminator, made an excellent train tutorial quite a while ago, but it's still very valid, that I will also link in the description, that goes over all signaling, different train lengths, track designs. Extremely well done, so definitely worth checking out if you're having trouble with trains.
Yep, definitely. The only thing to ignore in it is the train UI, but it's still similar. You'll figure it out. It's fine.
Yeah.
But
so
all signaling track is completely up to date still.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think that'll do it. This has probably gone on long enough. We did cover the two things asked for specifically and a few additional stuff.
Yep. One last thing. This bad. Don't do this.
Yeah.
Bad. There you go.
Super bad. No tanks, especially no tanks on the sulfuric acid. That's definitely the worst.
Yep.
But again, it's easy enough to fix. You just scoot these undergrounds out one, throw in a pump it out, and just make sure you're not feeding back into the tank. Otherwise, it's just pointless. You just have a loop going. But yeah, I think that'll do it. I hope that you found this helpful, and anyone else found this helpful. Would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments as usual. And if you enjoy, feel free to leave a like. But unless you have any last thoughts, Will, I think we'll call it.
I found a good tank.
It's half damaged. Oh shit.
Okay, right. I'm good. Coming.
Time to end. Thanks for watching. Oh god, I'm heading towards the train track. Which one's more dangerous, Will or the train? All right, thanks guys. We will catch you next time.
Bye bye.